All right, everybody, as I invite you in, I'm just going to mute everyone. We're going to have a real short talk about faith. If you can hear me, go ahead in the chat and say I can hear or yes or something like that so I'll know. And then I'll get started. Very good. How y'all doing this evening? It's good to hear from y'all. It's good to be here. I want to start spending more of my time in our personal community. So, I'll be scheduling some of these a few times a month. Tonight, we want to talk about faith, right? Because without faith, it's impossible to do anything for real. And when I say do anything, I mean it's impossible to manifest with intention. The world is going to go on and we're going to live as long as we get up and put one foot in front of the other. Something is going to happen. But the thing that happens may not be the thing that you want. So this is why it's important for us to talk about faith. Now, y'all know that my background is Christian. I am not a Christian, but a lot of the Christian truths reside in my system, and I cherish them. And a lot of those truths come from the Bible, and we know that the truths of the Bible have come from other ancient texts. So I feel pretty comfortable talking about it when it resonates with universal truth, right? And so one of my favorite scriptures is faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. The substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. I want to break that down right quick. We also know about the scripture that says if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you could speak to a mountain and the mountain will move and be cast into the sea. It would do that. And so we're all trying to figure out what's our true manifestation power on this earth. Well, your manifestation power depends on how consistently and how successful you are at bringing the contents of your subconscious into consciousness. I will preach this till the cows come home. We could take up affirmations. That's beautiful. We could use other healing modalities. That's beautiful. Those things are temporary though, because the content of your subconscious, it governs your vibration. It attracts and repels for you when you're not aware. It's your autopilot. Your autopilot kicks in anytime your awareness is somewhere else. So, for example, if you're driving and talking on the phone, you may not notice that a building that used to be there is no longer there along the way because you are occupied. But your subconscious picks it up. You may not be aware of the music in the store while you're on the phone, but you sit in your car and you hear yourself humming a tune, right? So your subconscious is a beautiful tool. We need it. However, because of the ways that we live in autopilot, the subconscious is picking up a bunch of stuff and we don't even know that it's picking it up. And that is to our advantage because we can't pay attention to everything. But once the subconscious energies become available to our consciousness, we got to do something with them. We don't push them back down. We don't ignore them. We don't blame the other people, get frustrated about why this or that is not happening. That's not the appropriate response. The appropriate response is, okay, something is coming out of my subconscious. What exactly is this about me coming up? Because the experience is being had within your being. The experience is not outside of you. The experience is being had within you because there's something in you resonating with it, right? And so when we get at the subconscious content, then we become more effective at manifesting the things that we desire, right? So faith is the substance of things hoped for. Faith is the substance, meaning the energy of faith is the raw materials of your manifestation. Remember, I told y'all that just because a thought is in the thought realm doesn't mean it's not real. It is real. However, We're in this time-space reality where tangible things are important. And so we think that anything unseen is not there because we don't see it. You ever been in a hard situation and you've been like, I don't see how this is going to work out? You don't have to see it, but something about having eyes makes you think that you're supposed to see everything. You're supposed to know everything, but the universe has things hidden and will reveal them in time. So faith is the substance of things hoped for, the raw materials of your desire. But sometimes you don't allow yourself to desire because you have associated that desire with something negative. And so you can't have the faith that you want to. An example, I was talking about myself tonight. I always wanted a relationship that was, I'm not going to say always, but at some point in my life, I wanted a relationship that was passionate, but also the person took care of me financially and in many ways, right? I could take care of myself, but the person was very much compelled to take care of me. For a long time, I couldn't admit that because I had equated that with being a gold digger or being selfish, something to that extent. And I had to really pull that out of my shadow and say, yeah, I want this person to take care of me, but I don't want to do the same things. I had to pull that out of my shadow and realize that's not a bad thing because the things that I offer, they can't offer. So it's really all right. We don't have to offer the same things. So I was able to come out of that program and really begin to manifest people who wanted to do that and didn't require it of me. They were happy with whatever I offered, right? But as long as I could not hold that desire because there was conflicting thoughts about it, I could not bring it forward. So I would bring forward people who would want to control me with it, blame me for not doing the same thing. I would draw people who wanted me to do it for them, and then I would do it because the thought was, how can I not do that for someone and still want it? There was all kind of stuff going on, but I had to get really, really clear about my desires and how important they are and how they're right for me. Somebody else can listen to my desire and go, well, that's unreasonable. Well, it's unreasonable in your reality, because in my reality, it's not. And the proof is in the pudding, right? So desire is necessary to have hope. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the raw material. So if you don't have the raw material, right? If you don't have the thing hoped for clear in your mind, how can you have the raw material? It's the substance of, meaning it's components of what you hope for. That means you need the desire. You hope to bake a cake first, then you need to gain the ingredients. You don't just have the cake ingredients there and then don't want to bake the cake. The cake is not going to get baked. Let's say you're tired. You don't feel motivated to bake the cake, so you don't, but the ingredients are there. However, faith is the substance, it's the ingredients of what you want to manifest, the substance of things hoped for. And not only is it the raw material, but it's the evidence that the thing exists. The fact that I can pull a box of cake mix from the store, Betty Crocker, and I can get the oil and the eggs together, right? It's evidence that a thing called a cake even exists. Or else, what am I doing? Haphazardly, like drawing things willy-nilly and saying what? I mean, so the thing has to exist. The thing called a cake must exist for me to have the raw materials for it. Faith is both, not only the substance, the raw materials, but it's the evidence that the thing exists. It's real. So we need faith to believe in the things that we desire. But first, you got to have the desire, the deep desire. Not, oh, I want that. Not, oh, I want that, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Not, oh, I want that, but I'm not sure. Oh, I want that, but it didn't work out for such and such. Guess what? I don't care what didn't work out for such and such because I don't know where they were. I don't know what kind of subconscious blockages they had. I don't know how mindful they were. I don't know what kind of lineage they had, DNA blocking them. I don't know. And so I'm not trying to compare my story to nobody else's. I don't care if 10,000 people failed at it. All the things that exist in this world, people have failed at it, and somebody came up with the thing. It was on their life path. I don't care how many times I failed. If I got new material today, more improved information than I had yesterday, I'm going to try it again. And I'm going to keep trying it. And maybe, like, for example, I've been talking to people about their social media account. They post something and get discouraged right away. What if you posted at the wrong time? What if your followers are up at night and you're posting during the day, or vice versa? What if the app is not even showing your information? You're walking away. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Nobody's following. What if the algorithm is not showing you? You're creating a whole suffering illusion for yourself. So we must have faith, but in order to have faith, we have to have desire. So my question tonight is, I don't want you to answer it on a call. I want you to ponder on it. What is my deep desire? And I need you to get down to the deep desire and accept that nothing's wrong with it. I don't care what it is. I remember, for example, I wanted to open my OnlyFans account. And people had some pretty averse reactions to that. Why would you want to do something like that? You're defaming your character. You're doing this, hush, because I want to do it and it's nothing wrong and I'm enjoying it. And I said to one lady, I said, you know how much money I make on OnlyFans? You would rather me suffer and slave at McDonald's, and there's nothing wrong with working at McDonald's. But my point is, people would rather you suffer and really make nothing to serve their sense of morality, rather than live in leisure and be happy doing what you want. They have no place in your life. Sometimes you're allowing people to kill your desire. Sometimes you're allowing yourself looking at other people's failure to kill it. We talked about that already. You have your own reasons for why you don't allow yourself to desire deeply. And that's why when we hit the envisioning part of the moon cycle, you don't participate. You get a little vision, but you don't fully immerse yourself in it because you believe it's too good to be true. Something feels uncomfortable when you get in it. So you back out of it and you go at it halfway. And then at the end of the cycle, if you're not closer to it, you get frustrated. Like, I'm doing everything. You're not desiring. You're not getting that thing deep in your belly and giving things that it exists because you don't think it exists. You don't think it exists, and you don't fully desire it. You might long for it from a place of lack, but that's different from believing that it really exists. That is faith. I know with every fiber of my being that the desire that comes from my higher self, it exists. My job is to manifest it on this physical plane, this time-space reality, to bring the unseen into the seen. And it's not just in your words. People say, watch what you say. No, watch what you believe. Because I could say the sky is red and not believe it. That's affirmations when you don't hold the vibration of it in your subconscious. What is it that you desire deeply? Because when you use the cycles of the moon, the movements, the energy of the cosmic bodies, you are getting in alignment with the universe, and the universe is designed to support your life path. But it begins at desire. Your attention on your desire begins to activate it. I don't pay attention to a thing I don't think is real. I don't. If there's some kind of, like, for example, Jerry Springer. I don't think nothing about Jerry Springer is real. I don't watch it. I don't put my attention on it. I'm talking about things that propose to be real. If somebody is blaming me for something and I know for a fact it's the story in their head, not something I did, I'm not paying attention to that. People telling me I'm doing too much and I shouldn't do this, I'm not paying attention to that. You don't know what I can do because I don't know what I can do. And I'm going to push my edges. And if I find out I went too far, well, it's my life. Most of the things I'm doing, I would not be doing if I listened to other people, because they always tell me I'm doing too much. No, it's too much for you. It's not too much for me. We built different. What is it that you desire? So we clear the ways that we make other people's opinions more important than our own. We clear the ways that we don't allow ourselves to touch the heart and the root of our desire. We clear the ways that we allow fear to sabotage us rather than serve us. We clear the ways that we cling to what always has been and how we're not, the way we've grown to see ourselves that isn't even true. We clear the ways that we don't live according to our own uniqueness. We clear the ways that we fear our shadow. The shadow is always with us anyway. It's governing and working and attracting anyway. You might as well know it. We clear the ways. We clear the ways. We clear the ways and we dare to know. It's the truth that you know that makes you free, not just the truth, but the truth that you know. Now, I'm not talking about a logic, knowing with your intellect and your memory. I'm talking about the truth that gets down in your bones and causes your skin to react and your scalp to react and the hair to stand up on the back of your neck. The truth that is so. It's the truth that you know that makes you free. And the goal tonight is to become free in some area, in some way that you were not free before. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. And if you would have faith the size of a mustard seed, and when we talk about the size of a mustard seed, a lot of people focus on how small the mustard seed is when that isn't even the point. The point is that a little thing grows into this gargantuan thing. The seed is the substance of the tree. The seed is not the tree. The seed is the substance of a tree, because without the tree, there would be no seed. Without the picture of the tree in our brain, there would be no tree. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And if you would have faith the size of a mustard seed, meaning you can see the end before you begin, you would speak to this mountain and say, "Be thou removed and cast into the sea," and the mountain would do it. But it's got to come from deep within, so we clear the ways. This is not judgment. This is not to beat up on yourself. This is to really look at what's blocking your desire. Because what's blocking your desire is blocking your hope. And what's blocking your hope is blocking the action of your faith. And that's it. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful night. I'm glad that you were here. I'm going to repost this eventually. But for the people who are here live, I'm going to avoid posting it right now because I want to encourage people to come in to enjoy these discussions. So I'm not going to post it right away, but I will. And it is so. Let's breathe in and let's breathe out. And we give thanks for open eyes, open ears, open hearts, open creative centers. We give thanks right now for clarity and focused determination. We give thanks right now for every open window according to our highest good, every open door according to our highest good. We give thanks for willing vessels coming forward, giving generously to us. They come giving donations and gifts and referrals. They come ready, willing, and excited to sign up. We give thanks right now for the ability to serve the collective with our passion and our purpose. We give thanks right now that we can feel our own deep desire and we're not afraid of it. Rather, we run toward it. Rather, we reach for it is ours. And we know that all things work together for the good when you show up, when you take advantage of the faith that is yours. It is so. It is so. And it is so. Have a good night, y'all.